This laptop file predicted everything, and now it's watching me. I wasn't expecting anything strange that night. Just a quiet evening alone, something playing in the background, half-eaten pizza on my desk. My laptop had been on for hours, mostly untouched. But when I looked at the screen again, something new was there, a file I hadn't seen before, instructions.txt. At first, I thought I must have downloaded it by accident. But curiosity got the better of me. I double-clicked, the file opened instantly. No loading, no delay. Just plain text, in a few minutes, you'll hear a knock at the door. Don't answer it. I glanced at the clock out of habit, but it didn't matter. Something about the message made my chest tighten. It felt close, imminent. I let out a nervous laugh. Maybe this was some weird joke. Maybe someone had remote access to my laptop, then the cursor moved, on its own, more text appeared, this is not a joke. I stared at the screen. My hand hovered over the mouse, but nothing worked. The screen flickered once, like it shivered, do. Not. Open. The door. And then it happened, 3 soft knocks, I froze. My body didn't just hesitate, it shut down. The knock didn't come again. No movement. No footsteps. Just silence pressing in from every direction. I sat still, my breath shallow, the laptop dinged, good. You listened? A chill ran up my spine, one more thing, don't look through the peephole. Whatever you do, don't look. My heart pounded. Curiosity screamed at me, but something deeper, older, told me to stay seated. Was this really happening? I reached for my phone to call someone, but the screen stayed black. It wouldn't turn on. Another line appeared on the laptop, calling won't help. They can't hear you anymore. I stood slowly, the peephole was only a few steps away, and I swear I saw something move across it. Something tall. Watching. I stepped back from the door, heart thudding in my chest like it was trying to escape. I didn't look through the peephole, I couldn't. Whatever was out there, I didn't want to see it. And apparently, it didn't want to be seen. The laptop dinged again, don't open the door until the knocking happens twice more. No matter what you hear in between, ignore it. I sat down slowly, eyes darting to the door. The hallway outside was dead silent. Still, I kept waiting. For what, I didn't know. Then, a voice, soft. Familiar, hey. It's me. Can you let me in? I froze. That voice, it was my sister's, but she didn't live anywhere near me. She hadn't even visited in months. I swallowed hard. Come on, she said again. It's cold out here. The tone was right. The pacing. But something about it was off, like it was a recording. A perfect imitation, played just a little too perfectly. The laptop screen lit up. That's not her. I stared at the glowing text. My skin prickled all over. I know it sounds like someone you love. That's how it works. How what works, please, the voice whispered, barely audible now. I'm scared. I covered my ears. Sat in the chair, rocking slightly. It was like being trapped in a nightmare I couldn't wake from, and then silence, no more voices. Just the faint hum of the room. I glanced at the door. I hadn't moved. I had done what the file told me. Somehow, that felt like the only thing keeping me safe, but how did the file know all this? Who wrote it? Why me? And my hands trembled as I typed into the document, what is this? The reply appeared instantly, a warning. Then another knock. 3 soft taps, that was the second. I didn't dare move, the second knock had come and gone, and now silence pressed in from all sides. The kind of silence that hums in your ears. The kind that feels alive. The cursor blinked on the screen, waiting. But nothing new appeared. No warning. No advice. I stared at the door, counting my breaths. Something about the air felt heavier. Like the room itself was bracing for something. The lights flickered once. Then again, the laptop dinged, "You're being watched." My stomach dropped. I spun in my chair, scanning the room. Nothing. No shadows. No shapes. But the message made it real. I felt it, Fies. Somewhere, the screen updated again, "Don't look out the window." My gaze snapped to the curtains. Closed. But not completely. There was a tiny gap. Just enough to see a sliver of night beyond. I couldn't help it. I moved toward the window, slowly. My fingers reached for the curtain edge, hesitating. Another ding. "If you look, it will see you back." I stopped. It wasn't a warning. It was a promise. Backing away, I returned to my desk. My legs felt weak, like they might fold under me. I sat, staring at the laptop, waiting for anything else, anything to help make sense of this. Then the file responded, "Stay inside. Don't speak to it. Don't acknowledge it. If it thinks you see it, it comes closer." See what? Before I could type, a soft rustling sound came from the hallway. Like someone dragging cloth along the floor. Slow. Deliberate. I held my breath. It passed the door. Stopped. The doorknob jiggled. Just once. Then. Nothing. Back to silence. I didn't move. Didn't blink. I felt like even the smallest noise would draw it back. After what felt like forever, the laptop lit up. Only one more knock to go. I didn't want to know what happened after the third. I didn't sleep. I didn't even blink for what felt like hours. The room stayed quiet, but not peaceful. The kind of quiet that makes you think something's waiting just outside your field of vision. I stared at the door, half expecting it to swing open on its own. My muscles ached from sitting so still. I kept glancing at the laptop, waiting for more instructions, for anything. But the file was still now. Just the last message sitting there, only one more knock to go. That line echoed in my head, over and over. I started to feel like I was going crazy. I typed into the file again, hands shaking. What happens after the third knock? The screen stayed blank for a long time. Then, one word appeared, choice. I stared at it. What choice? This time, the response came slower. You'll understand when it comes. I was about to type again when I heard it, a soft scraping sound. Like nails on wood. It came from inside the wall. I backed away from the desk, staring at the wall behind the laptop. The sound grew louder, moving, traveling along the baseboard, just beneath the paint. It stopped near the corner, and then came the whisper, so faint, I barely heard it, "Let me in." I squeezed my eyes shut. The whisper came again, closer, "You already know me." The air in the room dropped. I could see my breath. My laptop screen flickered. Another message appeared. "It's early. It's not supposed to speak yet." "What do you mean it's early?" No reply. Just another knock at the door. The third, soft. Calm. Final. I stood frozen, every muscle screaming not to move. Then a new message appeared on screen. "Now you choose. Open the door. Or hide in the closet. But you must decide. Quickly." I stood frozen, caught between two choices I didn't understand. The door loomed in front of me, silent now. The closet was just a few steps to my right, barely wide enough to hide in, barely deep enough to breathe. My hands trembled. I didn't know what I was choosing between. What if both options were wrong? The laptop dinged again. Choose. Now. The lights flickered. A long, low creak echoed through the hallway outside. Like something shifting its weight. Waiting, I turned toward the closet and stumbled forward, flung open the door, and squeezed inside. It smelled of dust and old wood. My knees pressed against my chest as I pulled the door almost shut, leaving just a sliver to see through. Then I heard it, the front door creaked open, no footsteps. Just the soft groan of old hinges giving way. I held my breath, and clamped over my mouth. Something entered, I didn't see it, I felt it. The pressure changed. The room got heavier, the air tighter. And then, something brushed past the closet door. A soft drag, like cloth or hair, then it stopped. Right outside, I stared through the crack. I couldn't see a face. Just part of a shoulder, a shape. Tall, impossibly thin. Unmoving, it turned its head, slowly. Like it sensed me, and then, the closet door rattled once. Not aggressive. Like it was asking, I squeezed my eyes shut, the laptop dinged again, don't make a sound. Another rattle. Louder, then silence, for a long time, there was nothing. And then, I heard it leave. Slowly, step by step, fading into the hallway. After minutes that felt like hours, I crawled out of the closet, trembling. The door to the apartment was wide open, and on the floor was another file on the laptop, a new name, decision.txt. I didn't open the new file right away. The air in the room still felt wrong, like it remembered what had just passed through. I stared at the screen, the file name pulsing on the desktop like a heartbeat, decision.txt, whatever it was, it had left the door wide open. But I hadn't heard it close the door when it left. That realization crawled under my skin. I walked slowly to the entrance. The hallway outside was dark, the overhead light flickering weakly. Nothing there. No one, but the doorknob was warm. I shut the door, locked it, and shoved a chair under the handle. Only then did I return to the laptop and open the file. The message inside was different, shorter. Colder. You made the right choice. For now. Then a pause. I didn't type anything. I just waited, breathing quietly. More text appeared, but others are watching now. I stared at the words. What others? I typed. Who's watching me? No answer. Instead, the laptop camera light turned on, just for a second, then it turned off. Another message appeared. Don't trust your reflection. I looked up slowly. The black screen of the laptop reflected my face. Or at least, it should have. But something was wrong. My expression in the reflection wasn't matching mine. It was just a beat too late. Just a bit too still, then it smiled. I slammed the laptop shut, heart racing. My skin crawled with something deeper than fear, recognition. Whatever I saw in that reflection wasn't pretending to be me. It believed it was me. From behind the closed laptop, a muffled chime, one final message, you're not alone in there. I couldn't move. My breath caught in my throat as the words echoed inside my mind, you're not alone in there. I forced myself to open the laptop again, heart pounding like a drum. The screen was black except for one blinking cursor waiting patiently. I typed, barely daring to breathe, who else is here? The response was almost immediate, closer than you think. My eyes darted around the room, but it was empty. My phone buzzed on the desk, a notification. I grabbed it, but the message wasn't from anyone I knew. It was a link to a video. I tapped it hesitantly. The video opened, black screen at first. Then, slowly, the image of my own room appeared. The camera was placed in a corner I hadn't noticed before. I watched myself sitting at the desk, staring at the laptop, but then the camera shifted, slowly, toward the closet door. The door creaked open just a little, and something stepped out. I wanted to look away, but my eyes stayed glued to the screen. The figure was shadowy, tall, impossible to make out clearly. But then it turned, and I saw its face. It was my reflection, smiling. The video cut off. My phone slipped from my hand. The laptop dinged again. Did you watch closely? I didn't reply. I was frozen. Don't trust what you see. You are being rewritten. My mind spun. What did that even mean? Then the screen went dark. I was alone. Or was I? A cold breath brushed my neck. I spun around. Nothing, but the whisper came again, soft and close. We're inside you now. I couldn't tell if I was losing my mind or if something else was really happening. Every shadow in the room seemed to twist just a little too long, every creak in the walls too deliberate. The whisper echoed inside my head, repeating the same chilling words, "We're inside you now." I shut the laptop again, but the feeling didn't go away. My reflection in the black screen was gone, or was it? For a split second, I thought I saw two pairs of eyes staring back at me. I didn't trust my senses anymore. I backed away from the desk and moved toward the bathroom, hoping the bright light would clear my mind. Flicking on the bulb, I stared into the mirror. For a moment, my reflection looked normal. Then it blinked, slowly, with a delay. I gasped. My reflection didn't just blink late. It smiled, and it wasn't my smile. I slammed my fist against the mirror, and the image shattered. But the smile stayed. The whisper came again, louder this time, "Let me out." I stumbled back, my heart hammering. The air turned cold, and the lights flickered wildly. My phone buzzed again. Another message. Another link. I almost didn't want to look, but I did. This time, the video showed me asleep. Or so I thought. In the footage, my eyes snapped open. But the person in the video didn't look like me anymore. It smiled, cold, cruel, and wrong. Then the screen went black, and the whisper lingered. Right behind me, soon. The word soon hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. I spun around, heart racing, but there was nothing there. The room was empty, yet I felt it, presence. Closer than ever before, my laptop flickered back on by itself. The file decision.txt opened again, this time showing a countdown, 0-10, 10 seconds. I couldn't move. 10 seconds to decide what? To live or die. To open the door or stay hidden, the whisper returned, softer now but urgent, open it. Hide. The seconds ticked down. My mind was a chaos of fear and confusion. 05. I grabbed my phone, thinking maybe a call could help, but no signal. 04. The laptop keyboard felt icy cold under my fingers. 03. The countdown was almost over. 02. The whisper became a hiss. 01. My hand shook as it reached toward the door handle. The countdown hit 0. Silence. Then, a faint click. The door was unlocked. I didn't want to know who or what was out there. But something inside me forced me forward. I opened the door just a crack. Darkness stared back. No face, no shape, only silence. Then a soft voice, almost a breath, "Thank you." And the door slammed shut behind me. The laptop went black. I was alone, but now I was changed. I stood there in the dark, heart pounding in the silence that followed. The door slammed shut, but the weight of those words hung in the air, "Thank you." I tried to shake off the cold creeping up my spine, but it wasn't just cold, it was something deeper. A shift inside me, like a seed planted long ago, was finally taking root. I wasn't alone anymore. Something had changed. My laptop screen flickered back on, this time, no messages. Just my reflection staring back. But it was different now. Not just delayed or smiling. It moved on its own, a silent observer with eyes that held memories I didn't remember. I reached out, fingers trembling, to touch the screen, and my reflection's hand moved too. Matching mine exactly. But then, slowly, it pulled away and pointed behind me, frozen. I dared to glance over my shoulder, nothing, yet the whisper returned, clearer than ever, "We never left." I slammed the laptop shut one last time, knowing this was no longer a game or a warning. It was an invitation to live differently, or not at all. I don't know what's real anymore. But I do know this: some doors, once opened, don't just close behind you, they stay open.